All right. Okay. Now we're going to talk about conversations. Um, you've got your page set up. You should be posting at least twice a day. But just constantly. The more you do, the more people see you and notice you. People who aren't in your friend groups, they will notice you more too. So you'll be getting seen. You'll be getting noticed. You're building up those relationships with people. You're adding people. You could be adding people. You could be adding 5, 10, 15 people a day to your list. There's really nothing stopping you. I so you can just you've got to know what your dream is, what your goals are. So the quick more people you talk to, the quicker you build your business. So so we're going to talk about conversations now, and I'm going to see this. I've got a conversation going on here at the moment with Abraham, who's in Malaysia, and I'll just give you an idea. He messaged me. Yeah, he actually friend requested me. See, this is what happens when you're open to everyone, because he friend requested me. He doesn't have a photo, so I literally said, "Hey, Abraham, I've just responded to your friend request. Happy to accept." And then I've written, your profile doesn't tell me much about you, and you have no photo of yourself. I'm curious. What do you do? He sent me a photo. Looking great there, Abraham. It's better now. I know now my new friend is. So what do you do over in Malaysia? And he's written, I'm from Indonesia, but now work in Malaysia. So he still hasn't told me what he does. Okay, I'm curious. I spent a lot of time on here just surfing. I'm curious. What do you do in Malaysia? He works in a factory. Asked me where I'm from. I'm said I'm in Perth. So what made you move to Malaysia? See, do you notice every conversation I have ends with a question? Every time I respond, I end with a question. I mean, that's basic, basic conversational skills, isn't it? Really, but it's just end everything with a question. I'm not talking about my business. I'm talking about him. I don't want to. He doesn't need to. If he asks about me, I'll answer. But I want to know about him. I want to know. It's all about him. He's written no very far away from Perth, and I've written back laughing out loud. Yes, I am very far from you. Although small world with Facebook. How long have you been in Malaysia for, Abraham? 5 years, he said. You come to visit to Malaysia. Now, I've just thrown out a little line here just to pique up his curiosities, to sort of hurry this conversation along. And this is so. Yes, I want to expand my business into Malaysia in the years to come. You have spent a long time in Malaysia. What sort of factory do you work in? Plastic. Okay. So he's asked me what business. All right, and I'm going to reply. You know, my business that I work from home. That's it. I don't need to tell him all about my business. He's curious at the moment because I've mentioned that I might want to expand into his country, but I have an internet business that I work from home. I don't need because I want to know more about him. All right, plastics. So what's he do with plastics? What's he doing? You know, um, let's try and ask a question. See, what's the next question? Have you always worked in a plastic factory? What does that entail? See, I want to know, what does that entail? I want to find out what's the plastic. What's plastic? What does that mean? Plastic factory. What does that entail? I want to find out more. So we've got a conversation going on here anyway, and we'll see how that goes. But I want to go to another conversation, and if we just scroll down to this one. All right, this was back in September. Now, Maggie here, I didn't know. I didn't know at all. For some reason, that's not taking us back to where we want to go. I don't know why that is. So I might have to do this another way. So let's do it this way. Do you understand? With everything, the best, you know, when people respond to a post, all right. See, I can throw a post out there. Let's go for an example. Let's go back to here. Look, and I can just put this. I'll put this out there six hours ago, actually. And sometimes I might write a little comment under here, and I might just say, not only because I don't want to write it up here, because otherwise it takes away from them being able to share and like this comment. But I can put a comment down here. I'm looking to help 5 more people make their fortune on the internet. Just a throwaway line. But if someone comments underneath that, see how they've commented here? I generally don't advise to comment back here. Go up to the messages and comment up there. All right. Maybe do a quick comment in here and then go up to here and reply. Do a reply again in the messages, because you want them to go to the private messaging. Secondly, you can record the messaging then. It can be all recorded. So if we... Alright, so I met Maggie in August. Your page came up on Facebook. Yeah, that was just, I sent a message out, I reached out to her. Never knew who she was. If you have a look, you don't really need to know a lot about who she is, but people generally, when they add you as a friend, they will not reply back to you in writing. They will just add you as a friend, and that's it. You just see their posts and whatever they put on their timeline just come up in your news feed all the time, and you'll never actually have any initial real contact with them. So I always, as soon as they add me as a friend, my first thing I do is I go, hey Maggie, thank you for accepting my friend request. I've met a lot of good people on Facebook. What do you do? That's always my question. What do you do? You know, you can write, I'm curious, what do you do? Or, so what do you do? When you're out there in the real world, you know, you ask someone, what do you do? If you don't know what they do, what do they do? Now, yes, you can go across here and see, if I go and look at the profile, I can see a little bit. She's self-employed and loving. It doesn't really tell you what she does. Some people will have different careers on their thing, but generally they're a bit vague, exactly. So it's a good question to ask most people. Now, the only time you change that is if you get a real estate person who's been a real estate person for the last 20 years. You can see that, and you go, all right. So what sort of real estate do you sell? You know, just to get the conversation going. So, and this is a classic on how a conversation can go. Hello, Carl. How you doing? I've got my own family daycare called Leapfrog. I've written back, I'm great, Maggie Leapfrog, love the name. So do you run that from your own home? How long have you had your daycare for? She's, hello Carl, I had it for 4 years. Yes, I run it from my own home. How about you? What do you do? I've been a painter for 15 years. Now I've changed that to just, I've got an internet business, I work from home, but this is what I wrote at the time. I've been a painter for 15 years now. Thanks to my growing internet business, I'm retiring next 6 months. 4 years, wow, always a good. Notice I turn that back onto her all the time. I turn it back onto that person. What did you do before? See, we're going to give you a scripts book, and realistically, you're just going to follow the scripts. Follow the scripts. If you follow the scripts, you're going to put people into your business. All right. If we don't follow the scripts, you're going to start getting off. You're going to get stuck. All right. But if you follow the scripts, you're going to just go through, and realistically, you can ask them 3 or 4 questions, and you're going to know whether they're lookers or they're not. And if you get over, you got to move on. You've got what is it, 1.5 billion people between the 3 networks to talk to. So we've got to find out, are these people looking or not? I used to work in long daycare for 15 hours, room leader. That is fantastic that you're retiring. I'm very happy for you. Thank you. It's coming with helping a lot of people. Wow, so you know your daycare. How do you like what you're doing now that you're at home in your family daycare business? Now, she replied back, some days I like it, some days not. Working very long hours, morning to night. The best thing I can take my son to school and pick him up and spend time with him. Tell me more about this business. 1, she's told me a need. She works long hours. She does get to pick her son up, but she wants to spend time with her boy. Now, I took a little bit to get back to her, and I said, "Hey, Maggie, saw your message earlier, but it was in and out of service. Yes, the long hours always get to you in the end. I agree, nothing more. I work with international companies helping them expand globally. Once again, I still haven't told her all about my business. I don't need to yet. Have you ever thought about doing anything else?" Because she's telling me she's looking for something else here, and she wants to tell me more about my business. Hello, Carl. Yes, tell me more, please. I would love more, give you more information. Let me ask you for me. No, sorry, I don't know anything about it, but willing to learn. That's great, Maggie. Maybe you know network marketing through it. Now, I wouldn't, this line here, I would chuck away. But what I've done, but see, what it is, I've got away with this, as Brian would say, I've got away with it, and he's written, "Hello, Carl. Sorry, I understand. I used to sell Nutrimatic. See, it was good to find out what she's in. Yes, I'm very interested. Need to do something now. Getting very bored of my job." You understand how this conversation's gone? Now, I really did. I really blew this at the end, so I'm not going to go through that. But that's how a conversation can go. I've got. Let's have a look here. Now while you've gone, that David replied. I wrote, "Yep, I know. We haven't. So what's?" So we've got other conversations going on here, all through here. And the classic, this Abrams, his message, "So your own business, good," but he hasn't replied with what I'm asking. He doesn't. So we're just going to wait. I reckon he's going to continue typing. He's going to respond a bit more. He's going to actually ask a bit more. He's probably going to tell me a little bit more about himself at some stage. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But I just wanted to give you an idea how a conversation can go. And so that was a classic of where a conversation can go. We just need to do it more and put more people in. So thank you.